I am absolutely amazed. What am I amazed at? I'm amazed at the number of people in the tabletop role-playing game hobby that will lie to push the idea that what they're doing is better than what you're doing. Imagine going on a tabletop role-playing game stream on YouTube and making the argument that people that do things their own way in the hobby will fail compared to people that do things raw. Rules as written. As if they're secondary to people that like the game raw. People that like it raw, they're getting it right, they're going somewhere. People that are just doing it their own way, well, they're going to fail, because in other parts of life, people that do things their own way fail. But what is it really telling you? That either the person doesn't understand the hobby, or they're straight out bullshitting to push an idea that is absolutely delusional. I can nail this issue really easy. I'll end it in this video. Okay, beyond the first ever tabletop role-playing game, how did we get the next one? Did we get it by people promoting the idea of rules as written? Or did people take the original game, do what they want, and make the next game? And that's how they made the game after that, and the game after that, and the game after that. And people that promote raw, well, they're not producing games. People that are doing what they want, being creative, trying new things, that is who is producing games in the hobby. What is even more insane is the person that was on the stream, they play a game that came from what? People doing what they want, experimenting, being creative, and making a new game. So the game that they like comes from people that did what they wanted instead of focusing on raw, rules as written. I get tired of people like this. The types of people that are always trying to imply that they are better than you. Imagine that you're someone who comes from a poor background, and decades ago you got one game. You couldn't afford 20, you couldn't do that, you had one, and that's all you had to work with. If you wanted to have a different experience than what was in the book, you had to make your own stuff with what the book was offering you, right? You didn't have a game of your own, so you take that game and you make adjustments, and you turn it into 20 different games, and you have all these different experiences, different themes, different timelines, the whole 9 yards. You'll meet people in the hobby that will tell you because they played 20 games that they purchased, their experience is more valuable than yours. And it means they're better than you, right? They don't value your experience. They'll actually criticize the idea of you doing what you want with the game. Well, if you want to go play another game, just go get the other game. But you're poor, and you're like many people in the hobby, poor, and you can't afford just to go get another game. And I'm talking about what, decades ago? Have we always had the internet? Can you always say this to people, just go get a different game? No. So it's stupid to say it to begin with. Stop assuming people's situation like they have all kinds of money to throw away. When I talk to people, I tell them, look, if you want to go buy 20 games, good. I think there's value to what you're going to do. Go through that experience. But if you don't got that kind of money, change it. Make 20 different games. Your creativity will allow you if you push it. And I think more people create games, have created things in the hobby who have done less than people who have done more. Many adult tabletop role-playing game content creators are simply inconsiderate of the audience. They don't know who they're talking to. They assume things. They talk like children, right? Assuming you have money to spend and do all this and go play 30 games. But what if you don't? What if you're poor? Do they even consider this when they're trying to make their points, when they're trying to deceive people to say what they're doing is better than what you're doing? No, they don't. They're in their bullshit stage, and you are the last person that they're thinking about. They don't think about people like you in the audience. They don't realize that a good portion of their audience are going to be in your situation, right? We all just don't have money to throw away. I'm very considerate of that when I make a video and I'm talking to people, right? I think about their situation and go ahead and say, hey, if you want to get 20 games, do so. But if you got one, well, guess what? It's awesome to go ahead and, mess with that, make 20 games out of it, do all kinds of things yourself, stretch your creativity, see where it goes, and maybe that will inspire you to create something. Let me make this fact perfectly clear. If you went out and purchased 40 different games, Your experience is no more valuable than somebody who purchased one game and tried it in 40 different ways. They are just as much of a gamer as you are. Period. Anyway, for now, take care. You know what you can do? You can hit the like button. You can share the video. Oh, and there's another button you can press. That one that lets you subscribe to my channel for more content. Oh yeah, there's that bell thing. You can press that so you know when I've uploaded a new video right away.